Hey everybody, welcome to a much delayed episode of TFG Radio. As you can see and or hear, it's Adam, once again joined with Danny.
Hey.
And that's it. John is on a fantastic trip to DC, and Tom is lost to the land of, I don't want to say milk and honey, but it's more like children and work.
Yep.
So.
That's what happens when you have 13 kids.
It can
needs to be on a farm.
Yeah, basically. I think he's steady at 15 kids, so I don't know if he's having any more, but we'll see. But it's been a while, so we're going to go through real quick. WCW happened. Congratulations to Richard Siegler, who beat Liam, whose last name, Liam VSL, in the championship. So he was the WCW champion, and I believe Folger Piles was the ITC champion, who kind of leapfrogged a few people because he placed pretty high for the event. And
really, I didn't even know the ITC was over. I hadn't heard anything on like Warhammer Community or something like that about an ITC champ.
Well, that's kind of one of the points I want to bring up was that it seems like, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I know I probably mentioned this in passing if you talk to me in person, but it seems like one of the things I was maybe worried or kind of thought was going to happen was that Games Workshop would eventually just slowly just kind of let the ITC kind of, I don't want to say die, but they would let that life raft that a lot of people are on or that are clinging to just kind of like float away as the ship that is WCW or whatever you want to call it, the GW circuit, chugs along, and the little life raft of the ITC circuit is kind of like dragged behind in the little rowboat behind the main ship, and the GW just letting more and more rope out as it's going along, because there was nothing announced on, as far as I can tell. Maybe there was and I missed it, but it wasn't something that was mentioned on Warhammer Community. They did mention WCW winners. They could have mentioned it in the same article, but I didn't notice that, and I don't know if it was even mentioned. But as far as ITC is still a thing, people have to request tokens. People are asking about it. They did still give out prizes for it. I think the real, when GW is done with it is when they stop giving prize support
right.
for the event. So it's still there, but I don't think GW advertises it as much as they did in the beginning, as they push I guess the GW circuit forward. That being said, I mean, it was given, as was mentioned other places, it was given the same amount of points as the highest attended event, which was technically London GT by about 10 or 15 people. So, like for example, LVO in the one in January was worth 300 points. LGT, London Grand Tournament, was worth 301 points.
Oh, wow.
And WCW, with I think it was about 400 people, was worth 301 points for ITC.
Oh, wow. Gee.
Well, I mean, at first it sounds like, half the attendance, but worth as many points sounds a bit, not unfair, but just it seems odd. But if you really think about it, if it's half the players, but it's all the top players,
all winners of
all
different
winners
events.
Essentially, whether it's overall or general, we've still won enough to be in that position.
Right.
Now, in terms of the quality of those winners, that varies, as with anything. But there's a lot of variables even in that, depending on the army, and then what detachment within that army, and what units within that detachment that you're using to play that army. There's a lot of things in it, a lot of variables in it that can change how the performance of some players at that event, at an event like that. And WCW is unique in that it's only winners. They only take winners at these events.
Right. So. No, I mean, I think it's a fair argument to be like, this is our... I mean, it's also their game system, and, at this point, their tournament systems, or, right. Tournament circuits, so it would be weird for their big end-of-the-season event to not be, the biggest point, or, one of the biggest points, even if it is a smaller field than some of the, ultra majors we have.
Yeah, so it's smaller but tougher, while, I mean, admittedly... the frontline events are larger, but you can go, if it's LVO, you can go the 2 days without having out of the 6 initial rounds, you could probably go 4, maybe even 5 rounds without hitting a major player.
Yeah, I mean, it's just once you're over 400 or 500 players, like there's always going to be a few people, and we see it every LVO, who make it, into round 5 at 4-0 or round 6 at 5-0, and they really haven't played anyone intense, right? They haven't played any known name or someone who's
right,
previously
at least that we know of. I mean, there's always up and comers and people we either don't know or just forgot about or what have you, and so. Or they just don't travel too much or don't play in a lot of events, so you don't hear their name, even though they may be really good. And this is like their breakout moment of when they go like 5-6-0, and make it to the shadow round or what have you. So, but again, congratulations to Richard. Congratulations to Folger, who was number 1 ITC. And the new season starts immediately after. Well, technically that weekend. They just finally started allowing tokens to be requested. I believe it was a week or 2 ago.
Oh, wow.
So 2026 season has already started. And next up for us is, a couple things. GW announced their first 2 grand tournaments for next year, and they are one is in Europe. So we can't go there. The next one is kind of local, so it's Palm Springs.
I mean, that's pretty local.
It is. It is in January.
Yeah.
And it's the weekend after the Las Vegas team tournament. So I would have liked to go. I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I was hoping my brother and I could go to the narrative, but my brother can't go or doesn't want to go. I don't know. He said he basically can't go. So I don't know if I'm going to go and play in the champs. I'm not a big fan of that format, the pod system.
Right.
My issue with the pod system and with it's basically the Nova system.
Right.
And my issue is that there is no way after everyone is in their pods, there's no way to advance past your pod.
Right.
So let's say I go 3-1 because let's say they break them out after round 4. I go 3-1, and I do not, and I end up winning the rest of them out of 8 games, or out of the other 4. Let's say I win all 4, so I am 7-1. And let's say the number 16 or 32, wherever the cut is now, in the pod above me, let's say pod 1, so I'm in pod 2. He loses all of his games, so he ends up going 4-4, yet he still finishes above me.
Right.
And that's really the only big issue I have with the pod system. Other than that, I don't know why they just don't let them play out all the games, but whatever. So I'm hoping to go. I gotta still get permission to go because it is back right after LVTT, and I don't know if I want to drive again that long. But
I mean, Palm Springs isn't that long.
It's what
it's like 2 hours.
How long? 2?
It's like 2 hours, or at least for me.
For you it's 2. For me it's probably like 1.
Yeah.
So if I do go, I'm debating whether I should just drive back or like after each. It's 3 nights though, so we'll see. I know a bunch of the team is going. I think that most of them are getting an Airbnb together, but we'll see how that goes. I won't know probably till after the new year, so I don't know if there'll be tickets left, but I still have to probably double check after Christmas. But so yeah. So speaking of LVTT, it is sold out with 50 teams, so that's 250 people. Wait, I don't know, something like that. It's 50 teams, 250 people. I know math. It is part of the NTL, which is the National Tournament League, and that's put together by JD, who runs Away Games, which I thought was a store, but apparently it's not a store. It's just a guy that runs events all year. So
nice.
He so we are part of that league, and it involves singles, 5-man teams, and 8-man teams events. Anyone can join, but yeah. So we're part of that. It just means, another set of tokens to send in. It's not that big of a deal. We do have
way to sell it, dude.
Well, I mean, hey, it's sold out. So I don't need to sell anything.
It's true.
Now, if there are only like 5 teams, then that's different. But it and we haven't had LVTT. The last one was in 2023, I think. I think it was 23 or 22. And it's going to be in the convention center, but in a different tower. There is a hotel literally across the street from the convention center. There's no attached hotel, so you can stay wherever you want. There's no hotel room block or anything like that.
I'd still probably want to stay at the Nugget, honestly, or
if you want to go to like the Fremont Street right after, or be close to it, you would go to one of those places. But like I said, there's one like literally within.
It's right across the street. Like you can look at the convention center.
Yeah, the Nugget's like a long walk.
Yeah, but
this place is like a block. It's like literally across the street.
Yeah,
they were not available for reservations when LVO tickets were on sale, but they opened up about a month before. It opened up in like September, and LVO was October. So for next year, if you're going to go to LVO, then maybe look at that. I forget what the place is called, but so that's really selling it.
I mean, it looks nice. It's very sleek and kind of contemporary design.
Yeah. So it's and I don't know if we're staying there at the Golden Nugget again next year, because I'm too busy worrying about next month. So
right.
But LVTT should be a lot of fun. It's usually a lot of fun. So far, the team events I have been at have been pretty chill. The one we had at Atlantic City kind of ran themselves.
Yeah.
We ran the singles and the team event at the same time, and they were kind of upset a little because they felt we weren't giving them enough attention, but the reason for that was they didn't need that attention. They didn't need babysitting. They were handling stuff themselves. They didn't call for us a lot. They didn't, and we were just right there. We were sitting in between the 2 events, so it's not like it was hard to find us. So in that regard, it was just easier. They did. I mean, they just handled it themselves. It just wasn't. They didn't really need us. So I'm looking forward to LVTT. Going to Vegas again. This will be my 3rd time in 4 months that I'll be going to Vegas. Because I went last month to take my daughter to a Fallout fan celebration. So, as everybody knows who watches Fallout, the TV show, this new season they're going to be in Las Vegas. Anyone who's played Fallout New Vegas, sorry, which is I don't even think it's an argument, which is the best game out of the whole series. You start the game in a town called Goodsprings. So, and it's a real town. And about 3-4 years ago, they decided to have this fan celebration in the actual Goodsprings. So my daughter wanted to go. She wanted to go last year, but she didn't give me enough notice. She let me know this year, so we ended up going. And of course, it's the weekend that we had that winter storm, and it didn't let up. Not in Vegas. So it was rainy, cold. It was still pretty good. I got to meet Mr. New Vegas, both from the game and actual Mr. Las Vegas, which is Wayne Newton for those that don't know. So because he was there doing a panel, he does. If you're not familiar with the game, he does the radio DJ voice in the game,
right?
And in the game, he's called Mr. New Vegas, while his moniker in our world, he's called Mr. Las Vegas because he's been there since like the 70s, doing shows in Vegas. So it was good to meet him. Some of the voice actors, my daughter was very excited to see them. We got some Sunset Sarsaparilla and some of that stuff, and I got a new California Republic flag. They have a bunch of merchandise. Everyone's selling their wares and all that good stuff. It would have been great, for me anyway, except for the downpour of raining. And what sucks for my daughter, she was upset about, was as we were leaving, because it was raining so bad, we decided to leave. Literally, we're on, and we had the drop-off and pickup was in Prim, which is also in the game, right, at Buffalo Bill's Casino, which is closed. But they opened it just for this event, and you can tell it's closed because it was raining and there was water leaking everywhere inside the casino. I mean, not in just like one spot, but like in multiple spots, and not just like drip, but like a downpour.
Nice.
So yeah, it was pretty bad, and of course it was empty because the death car was there, now moved to a different casino across the freeway, because there's still like one or two casinos that operate, but they're on the other side of the freeway from Buffalo Bills. And if no one knows the death car is, it's the car that Bonnie and Clyde got shut up in, the actual car. So they just moved it to a different casino in Prim, and or State Line, as older people call it, which includes me. But it was fun. They also had a mock battle. If you remember the game, they had a mock battle between the NCR, which is the New California Republic, and Caesar's Legion, which is just what the name says. It's someone that, if you're in the game, there's someone that decided that Caesar's Rome was the way to go, and built a civilization based on that. Although not all the good parts of it. They had I think they had an airsoft field somewhere. I remember seeing you could play in it if you wanted to. They had tours going to some of the other locations in the game. Things like that. It was pretty neat. If it wasn't raining, I know I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But the rain kind of dampened things. So I think she wants to go again next year, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot going on. I have a lot going on next year, so it's even busier now. Like from what I've seen so far, I did something I haven't had to do in a long time. That was buy vacation from work.
Ooh.
So I have more vacation days. So, which if I don't use them, I get that money paid back. So it's fine.
Right.
So then I went for LVO, the previous month in October. The thing for the fan celebration, it was in November, and then I'm going again in January. and they also have the fan celebration in other locations. Like they're having one in Flatwoods, which is in, I want to say West Virginia, but I think it's Virginia. But that's because that town is in the Fallout 76 game. So it's, I guess, it's something the company that puts it together does at other locations. So,
right.
But yeah. So that's what our month is. Danny, were you in the? You did the. Didn't you do the AOS League?
Yeah, Matt's AOS League.
Yeah, Matt's League. It's just talking about stuff that we've been up to. I've only talked about me. Danny, how's your AOS League?
Got stomped pretty good. Just playing Iron Jaws, so that's like the basic orcs with their big pigs and Kragnos. And it was one of those things of playing so much AOS instead of 40k is that even when, like, out of my 5 games, 3 of them I could have won, right? If dice had gone differently, if I had maybe positioned better, if, maybe I'd won priority or had just knew the game better, I probably could have won. And that's, a good feeling. It's not like, oh man, like I'm just getting raffle stomped. I'm like, oh, these are fun games. They're back and forth. Like there's always something to do. AOS is a much more reactive game than 40k because you can do so much more in your opponent's turn. Right, like you can countercharge, you can reposition, you can, if you have a shooting unit, you can basically shoot in their turn too. It's again, it keeps you more engaged, and there's also, I think it's very clear the community is very different. I would bring a meme list, right? It's like, oh, here's some big pigs and Kragnos and like this big guy, and it's just basically Big Stompy goes Big Stompy, and it's not like, oh, why are you bringing this? It's like, oh man, that's awesome. I brought this kind of like weird list too, and so it's just playing things because you like them is much more kind of normal. Right. And so I had a great time. I think Age of Sigmar is I think if they did honestly get rid of the priority role, and they've really modified it so it's not as punishing, and I think when you learn to play, you learn to account for it. But I think if it went to more the standard you go, I go, instead of having I think more people would pick it up, and I can definitely see why it appeals more towards newer players, people who haven't, who are just totally new to the hobby, because the models are really characterful, they're really colorful, and like the community again is just much more accepting of kind of like my bullshit, like my jank bullshit of like, this is funny to me. Right, like when I play 40k and I'm like, here's just my bunch of big ass demons, or here's a bunch of nids, big giant monster nids. It's like, oh, that's cool, but this is a really suboptimal list. I'm like, I know, it's fun to me though.
Yeah.
And again, I think you have more of a chance to just win games out of kind of randomness in AOS. So that's been fun, and I'm at the AOS Spearhead League at Crown City Games, but I haven't. I haven't had, my schedule's been so fucked the last like 3 weeks. I haven't had a chance to actually get any playing in, but hopefully within the next week or two. And I'm playing a lot of Magic, which is something I noticed when I was at LVO, because I'd be talking to people and they'd be like, oh, what are you doing? And I'd be like, yeah, I kind of got back into Magic the Gathering because of the Final Fantasy set. And every single person I said that to was like, bro, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then you mentioned you're playing the Spearhead League. I think John is on a break right now. Yeah, because I know he's not playing in the league. And Tom is Tom. We actually had a day where all of us got together, so we actually got to see Tom. So Tom is real.
He's alive.
Tom is alive, more importantly. So we were able to hang out for a little bit. Yeah, in regards to the store is doing fine. It's right now it's all about building up the community for that area, because we used to have a very strong community when the previous store was around, and when that closed, everyone kind of like scattered to the wind. So it's kind of like trying to get everybody back to coming to the Pasadena area. And We do have a very large spearhead group.
So kill team group is huge.
The kill team group is pretty big. Those are probably our two most active groups. But like you said, the first group to come to the store regularly was the Magic players.
Yep, and they're. I mean, I still get to go to the store about once a week to play Commander with my friends. Right. And I don't do the whole like competitive Commander, and I've yet to play a game with somebody that I didn't already know, which has been a wonderful experience. I really recommend Magic that way.
Right.
But when we first started going, like right when you guys opened, it would just be me and my friend Scott and Dave, and then Ish.
Ish started to join,
and joined into our little our little pod, and it would kind of just be us and maybe a couple other people. And I was there this past Wednesday to play Commander, and by 7:00, almost every table was full of people playing Commander, to the point we had people coming up to us being like, "Hey, are you guys almost done? Can you do you need a fourth? Do you need room in your pod?"
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's definitely popping off. Like, it's definitely got a good amount of people coming in.
Yeah, it's and the set thing is kind of weird to me. Just Magic in general, because especially the pricing. Now being on the retail side of stuff, the pricing to me is weird, because for like, let's say GW, because we sell for the game systems right now, and so if there's a let's say Jump Pack Intercessors, which is a popular choice for Space Marine players, it's the same price no matter what.
Right.
Whether they're overpowered, underpowered, if they're meta, if they're not meta, it doesn't matter. The price is the same. At least at 99.9% of stores. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. The price of the brick is the price of the brick.
Yes. MSRP is a suggestion. But Magic doesn't work that way.
Not at all.
Or card games in general, not just Magic. It's like, hey, how much is this for? Initially, it might be MSRP. But after that first, let's say, week, I think, it's like, well, what's the going rate?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we won't do the actual going rate. We may do a little bit under, but we're not going to sell it for MSRP anymore.
Right.
And Magic players are okay with that.
Yeah,
if I did that to a 40K player, they'd be like, they'll just go somewhere else.
Yeah, they'd freak out. They'd be like, why the fuck am I here?
Why would I spend this much on this model?
Yeah.
So it's just weird to me. If the community accepts it and that's just standard for how the community works, then I might argue.
Again, getting back into Magic, I didn't realize something, because that didn't make sense to me, because I've been playing Magic for so long. I've been over like 20 years really. That I was with my kids. This is right when the Final Fantasy stuff started dropping. I was with my kids at like some the mall, and there was like some random like puzzle store that also had Magic, and I was like, I've been thinking about getting back into this. My friend Scott's getting into it and told me, and my son actually expressed some interest in Xylo's Final Fantasy, and so I bought like the little like starter set that just has like a Cloud and Sephiroth deck and whatever. And I noticed, I'm like, oh, what are these? And they're like, oh, those are collector boosters. And I was like, oh, how much are those? And the guy was like, oh, we actually have a pretty good deal on them. They're only $100. And I was like, oh, $100 for a box? How many comes in a box? And he's like, no, $100 a pack. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's ludicrous. And like left. And then of course, when I told my friends this, on the text chain, they're like, oh my god, you found collector's boosters for under 200 each? Like, where?
Oh, wow.
And like one of my friends literally went, drove the 25 miles, because he lives somewhere else, like drove 25 miles there and bought like 5 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and of course
insane.
when I went back like 2 days later, being like, oh, maybe they have, maybe I should, they're like, oh, we're sold out. I was like, oh.
Somebody blabbed in their chat.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's just I let Nick, who's the other owner, I let Nick handle that end of it because that's his thing.
Right.
And I'm just like, I dabbled in card games back in the 90s and early aughts, but I never could. I mean, I just can't keep up.
Actually, at one point, I was playing card games in like the mid '90s more than I think I was playing 40K, because I remember in the mid '90s I was playing Magic.
Right.
I was playing Rage, which was the Werewolf World of Darkness game.
Oh, okay.
And then I was playing the Star Wars card game they had, and the Star Trek one.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I played the BattleTech one.
Of course.
I played the Horus Heresy / 40K one that Sabretooth did, where if you ever look at the history of a lot of the 40K art and units and models, a lot of the concepts you see now were fleshed out in that Sabretooth Horus Heresy game.
Right.
Especially like the Custodes and Sisters of Silence and things like that. If you can find the art book, I think it's called Visions of Heresy or Visions of something. Just look at find those art books, and they'll show you everything, how they develop the Horus Heresy units. Basically, a lot of them are in that art, and you just because you never saw them before, the GW never made anything for them.
Right.
But at the time it was GW approved because GW had to approve all that stuff. So I played that. We played what was that Fantasy Flight one? Remember that Fantasy Flight one? It was 40K.
Oh, right.
But you had the worlds, but that was a living card game, not a collectible.
Right.
That one was good if you wanted to play like a narrative campaign. You could create because you had to put the world and with the locations and all that other stuff. What else did I play? I played L5R.
Oh yeah. I played that a little bit.
I think it was the Diamond Edition. I still have this giant mug that you got when you bought a certain pack. I was like, I want the mug. I still have that mug.
I want the mug.
It's like as big as my head. What else did I play? I played what's the one Travis liked, the Western one? Deadwood? No.
Oh,
what was it called? They did a revival like right before. It was right before Travis left Game Empire. Oh crap! Deadlands,
yeah.
Yeah, so I played that with Travis because Travis wanted to play it. That one didn't last very long. The revival. Netrunner. I played
Netrunner. Yeah,
but that was an LCG. So some of the Fantasy Flight ones I played, but then they lost the license and everything. So that. But so I still dabble, but it's just a lot to like. I mean, 40K is a lot too.
Sure is.
But I think now with the app and stuff, it's a lot easier to handle. So, and you're not. It's not like 30 years of rules that are still good today, like with Magic.
Right.
But so yeah, so the stores. It's only the second month, so it's not much. We've ran one event. We have another one coming up for 40K.
Yeah.
We've had two Magic events. We're doing a painting. Today when we're recording, which is the 6th. We had a how to play 30K teaching day, and then we're doing a paint class the 21st, I think, or next Sunday. I forget whatever day. Or is it tomorrow? Anyway, we're having a painting class. You think I would know these things? I'm the worst. So we're starting to getting events going. We just need to start organizing it. Like I said, we have the Blood Bowl right now. The Blood Bowl preseason is going on. In the new year, we're going to start the actual season. We mentioned Kill Team and Age of Sigmar Spearhead. We just put up information for the kind of the narrative league for 40K. In addition, we have our RTT in 2 weeks, but it's Christmas. It's a White Elephant RTT, Those, if you're not familiar with what a white elephant is, it's basically there's a bunch of gifts or presents. Technically it's supposed to be presents or stuff that you don't use anymore or never used.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just stuff we're giving away, and each person picks something, and the next person can either pick something from the pile or take whatever someone else has. And if you do that, then the person you took it from can go pick something new from the pile. So we're doing that, and the RTT just determines what order you're picking the prizes from, and everyone's going to get a prize. So everyone leaves with something. And so that's coming up. Eventually, we're going to do, when the Five Worlds campaign comes out, we're going to do that just as a campaign. And so we have a lot of stuff planned, but it's just getting them going and just getting people in the store. So, and like you said, if there's a lot of people showing up for Magic, hopefully that's a good sign. Even though we don't offer a lot because we're still just we're only 2 months old,
right?
So hopefully we get enough. We did get an artist sign a card for us that he was the artist for that card.
Oh, that's cool. Because
there was an event. So it's called Lightbox, I think it is. My daughter knows. She made fun of me because I didn't know what it was. But they had a convention at the Pasadena Convention Center, and they just happened to come by, and the guy said, "Oh, I'm the artist for this card," and he showed us the card, and he opened his portfolio, and there was his card, the picture right there in his portfolio. So he signed a card for us. So we have that. I forget don't ask me what card it is because I don't know. Ask Nick because he would know. But I noticed that we get a lot of convention people. Because they had an anime convention about a month ago, and so they came by the store because we're within reasonable walking distance of the convention center. So
right, yeah, that makes sense.
So we got a lot of that. We got a lot of that type of traffic. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the restaurant above us moved, and so that spot's open. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's something we could do, but we'll see. We'll have we'll see. It would be nice to open almost be like the Warhammer Cafe over in Monrovia, where it has the cafe and the retail and the play area. But I don't know if we were able. Maybe if they had moved out next year, a year from now, we'd have probably the money to do it.
Right.
But I don't know if we have the money to do it right now. So this might be our only chance. So, but who knows? You never know. But we'll probably get a new neighbor upstairs fairly soon. So it's not a bad spot. I mean, but I guess it's the nature of the food industry.
Yeah.
Especially on Colorado.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything is just
in Old Town.
You're either there forever or you're not.
Right. So all that's going on. We're still churning out terrain with a 3D printer. And now we just have to paint all that terrain. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see. We have to reassess where we're at and what we're going to do after the new year. So far so good. I have to schedule Battle for LA. We're going to have that at the store, but I don't know when. I have to talk to a couple of people. We do have people ask us about birthday parties and using the space, so I have to talk. So I have to coordinate with that. But other than that, I think that's it in terms of the store. But go. I mean, so changing the subject because the store is the store right now, and I'm there 2 or 3, at least at a minimum twice a week, sometimes 3 times, depending on what's going on. So it's very educational for me in terms of how things work in retail and all that other good stuff. So I'm treating it more of as an experience thing as opposed to I need to make $1 million. But if I wanted to make $1 million, I wouldn't be opening a game store. So
no, that's right.
I would start with $3 million. So I think that's the old joke. How to make $1 million? You start with 3.
Yep.
So we're starting Grotmas. We're on day 6. A lot of people were worried about Grotmas because the first 4 days was all stories. And compared to last year when we had all detachments.
Right.
We finally got 2 detachments. We got one yesterday, which is for Imperial Guard, which is the Grizzled Company. What does it do? You get to have one additional order for every Astra Militarum officer.
More orders.
Which is really good, especially for the special characters.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, each time a model that in a unit makes an attack, if they're affected by an order, they can reroll hits of 1. If the target is on objective markers, they reroll wounds of 1 also. So reroll hits and wounds essentially of 1s. You can attach a commissar to an Ogren squad, which I thought they could do before, but apparently not. It seems very out of character for that model.
Right.
They gave them a AP, improve AP, if it's in any model within 12. And that's actually an order, not that an officer can give. And this is the warrior stuff. They have something that gives stealth to a unit, and again, it's another order. And then they have a Laud Hailer, and it basically they can give an order to a unit within 12 inches instead of 6. So the detachment rule is actually pretty cool. The enhancements are okay, I think. Although stealth is kind of good, depending on what you put it on. And I think it's only... Yeah, it's only infantry. Wait. Infantry officer can take the thing, so you can't give it to... You can't give stealth to a tank. To a vehicle. Why not? Stratagems are okay, I think. Issue an extra order. Lethal hits.
Lethal hits can be pretty nice.
Lethal hits on a big squad of guardsmen, but it says any one Astra Militarum unit.
Yeah, I think it's best on anything, obviously, with a super high rate of fire.
Well, you can put on a Rogodorn.
Yeah,
it has a lot of guns.
Yeah, anything that's just putting out a lot of shots and getting that kind of 16% of automatic saves is good.
Improve the strength of your attacks by 1. But that's only if they have first rank, second rank.
Yeah.
That's only to infantry units. They have sticky objective.
Of course.
Ignore cover. And...
They have armor of contempt.
Yeah, they have an armor of contempt, but it's only...
No, it's just one Astra Militarum unit.
Yeah,
so...
So, overall, it's actually not that bad.
No, I mean, at least in our team chat, the IG players seem relatively interested by it.
Yeah, they're like, why don't you take all tanks? Mm-hmm. Which I can. But, I mean, out of the 2 they've shown so far, that one might be the better one.
I know, I like the Chaos Space Marine one. I like the Night Lords one.
You would.
It has advance in charge.
The Chaos Space Marine one is Nightmare Hunt, which is basically Night Lords. He's an image of a Night Lord in the picture for Grotmas. And basically, it's at start of opponent's command phase. Any unit within 12 inches of a CSM unit has to take a battle shock at a -1, which is pretty good.
Especially because, they have other ways to get more negative ones. With you can. I think the big thing that the Chaos people are happy about is being able to put a Chaos Lord with a jump pack.
Right,
with
we'll get to that.
All right.
But yes, I'll let you read the enhancements.
Oh, and I don't even have it. Well, I don't have it up in front of me. I was just remembering that.
Okay, well, so and then also for their detachment rule is if the enemy unit's below half strength, they get 1+1 to hit. If they are battle shocked, they get that enemy unit is -1 to hit, And third time is if the unit is battle shocked, then they get +1 to wound. So if a unit is below half strength and battle shocked, they get +1 to hit, +1 to wound. And if they're battle shocked, they're -1 to hit. The enemy unit is. We'll start with the one you were talking about, the Chaos Lord of the Jump Pack, being able to go with Chaos Lord Jump Pack going with Warp Talons, which people seem to like. Because then they also have Scout. Mm-hmm. They have Scout 6. So would you put I guess you could. You put them with the Warp Talons and Scout 6 and then see what happens?
Yeah.
Well, you scout after you go see who goes first. So
right. You also, because you can... It gives you kind of a bully unit, which is nice, especially because they have their own battle shock stuff. So you can... you want to get a unit kind of right into the scrum to begin with. And the big thing people are talking about is because the Chaos Lord's there and they get their free stratagem, you can rapid ingress them for free. Right? So just having that just ready to go of even if it's just you can use the 5 Warp Talons as essentially the Chaos Lord delivery system. Right? Of just rapidly, rapid ingress in, get a cheap, get cheap kills, bounce out, do it again.
Right, because the other abilities or enhancements are the Hex one where they get stealth, and they get stealth and 18-inch low-knob for that whole unit.
Right.
Which is if they're on an objective. If they're within range of an objective.
Yeah.
Then they get then the Lord with Jump Pack can go into strategic reserve, which would be a Raptor unit.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a Raptor unit with Uppy Downy instead of spending twice as many points or however many points for a Warp Talon unit that can do it, you get the Lord with this it's Warp Field Thrusters with that enhancement, and then they can do it. They have the same abilities. So if you take one unit
with Warp Talons,
you take one unit of Warp Talons with the Lord that can join the Warp Talon unit, then another unit of Raptors with the Chaos Lord that has this ability. That gives you at least 2 units that can do it. They can do Uppy Downy.
Yeah, I could see the big unit of Warp Talons with the Chaos Lord with Scout and starting them on the board and using them kind of like a Fade Thirster from Bellacor's thing where you push them out, they jump behind, jump out from terrain, murder a small unit, and then go right up back into Deep Strike. Right, go back into Strategic Reserve, and then you rapid ingress them down the next turn for free. Right, so it's just, gives you a quick way to, for free, pick up a cheap disposable unit. So that's like trying to take the center early or something like that.
Yeah.
Especially because comboed with one of their stratagems, right, you scout 6, you move 12, you could advance, and then you charge, and there's the stratagem for advance and charge. So, spending, 1 CP, you could theoretically, if you go first, what is that, 12, you go 6, 18, 24, you have a max threat range of 36 inches on turn 1.
Right.
And get to Uppy Downy if you kill something, so you're not aiming for something super resilient, you're aiming for something easy to kill, kind of keep them pinned, and then, kill something and then go right back into reserve. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. It makes me want to play it. It makes me be like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's because it relies on battle shock so much, to me it's too much of a gamble. Right. I'd rather have something sure that compared to the other detachments.
Right.
So, yeah, battle shock's cool, but that relies too much on my opponent rolling bad. One unit rolling bad, okay, whatever. You have to rely on like a lot of units rolling bad, especially if you're at a point in the game where your whole army's like up in his face.
Right.
It's almost like the Tyranid ability, where you have that battle shock once per game, the whole army, the whole enemy army. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you do it, but some games they fail every one of them. Other games they pass all of them.
Right.
So I think it's almost like the 4-up save issue. Yeah. You're either going to make them all, or you're not going to make any of them, and that basically determines the game. And I think it's too. It might be too random.
What I think is funny is, I think Darian said this in our group chat, is that the first basis you want to start with building that detachment is to take an allied detachment of 3 noise marines, 3 squads of noise marines from Emperor's Children.
Oh my god! Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, he's not wrong. Being able to hand out that extra -1 on the battle shock test definitely helps.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure plenty of people will try it. That's not it. So we'll see how good or bad it does. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% convinced about it. The other enhancement is the Terrorglut Parasite. Start of the fight phase. It's another battle shock test at -1.
Right.
But that's at the start of the fight phase. I think Alan was that mentioned. Yeah, they cleaned up a lot of stuff, but all they did was fix the other Night Lord detachment.
Right.
The Dread Talons, all they did was correct a few things, but just called it a new detachment.
I mean,
I didn't look at the stratagems, so I don't know how good they are. They have an
advance in charge. That's what I remember.
Yeah, each time a mod on your unit attacks a target that is battle shock and or below half, improve AP by 1. You can advance in charge, which is actually not bad because he takes a lot of warp talons or raptors.
Mm-hmm.
Prey on the weak. Each time on your unit makes an attack that targets unit that has battle shock and or below half. Reroll to hit. Okay. Relentless terror. You can fall back and shoot. So you have a advance and shoot and a fall back and shoot or shoot and charge, and then you have a advance and charge strat. So not bad. Enemy unit within 12 and visible. Battle shock -1 again. And each unit with 6 and visible of your unit must take a battle shock test. Okay, so battle shock test. Like half of them are battle shock tests.
Right.
1, 2. Okay, 2 are battle shock tests. 2 are some type of advance in charge or fall back in charge, and the other 2 are reroll hits and AP, a better AP. So I don't know the battle shock. If the battle shock did more, I'd be all over it. But
yeah,
being unable to hold an objective, okay. But being unable to use stratagems, If they included stratagems and abilities,
I mean, I think that'd probably be the best way to make Battle Shock relevant, is that you can't use stratagems or use abilities. Then it'd be like, oh shit, that matters. Yeah,
but then I'd be all over this, because if you can't use your reroll hits of 1 or make something -1 or advance in charge, especially like the Ultramarines or something that can fall back in charge or fall back and shoot. If you can't use that ability, then But if it's just like, oh, you're OC 0 now. Oh, but I have a strat that makes me OC +1 to my OC, so I'm back to OC 1. So, okay, great. You can't.
Or it's like my Blade Guards still murder you. So here we go.
I still get to use my abilities. No, I don't need stratagems.
Right.
That's why I still have 6. That's why I have 6 CP, because I don't need them.
Right.
Oh my god. I mean, it's better than Dread Talons, but I don't know if it's an auto take. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people will try it out.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it'd be fun. It seems like it would be fun. I don't know, and like maybe could do some shit, but
Yeah. So, and all we're waiting right now at this point, I mean, we'll probably get more if the rumors are true. We're getting, I think, 4 more after this.
Better be a NID one. Although we just got the burrowing, so I doubt we'll get a new one.
I showed you the list.
I know NIDs were not on there. Of the rumors.
They weren't? I didn't notice. I'm trying to go back to it, but we do so many memes and images in our chat.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back too. I was like, Jesus Christ, have we sent this many memes? And a lot of it.
I think I just sent it like yesterday too.
Yes,
or 2 days ago.
No, you sent it like today.
No, I didn't send it today. Wait, did I? No, I think I sent it yesterday.
No, you sent it. You sent it today at 10:16 in the morning.
Oh, you find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Emperor's Children, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, and Eldari.
Oh, okay.
Or is the
Space
alleged?
Wolves.
Yeah.
Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No NIDs.
No NIDs.
Or Knights.
Knights are fine. They don't need it. They don't need it. Waiting on the balance data slate. That should be out soon. I'm not sure how much they need to do, though, to be honest. It doesn't seem to be anything too egregious. But then I only play in casual leagues. And
Right.
But we'll see. I guess this counts as our Thanksgiving Day episode, since we missed Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, I'll put on
I'll put on the song.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to us on YouTube, you got to listen to us on the podcast, because that's where I'll put the song, so I don't get a strike or whatever on YouTube. I guess if I don't monetize it, it's not monetized. It should be all right, right?
I don't know.
I'll try it and see what happens.
All I know is in my random adventures on Thanksgiving of being in a place with touch tunes and being like, I'm going to put on Alice's Restaurant.
Warning, it's a 15-minute song.
Yeah. No one got the joke.
But people, there's been times in the past where people have messaged me telling me I forgot to put the song, so I'll be sure to put that at least on the podcast side of it. So again, if you really want to hear it, then go to, or know what I'm talking about, either look up Alice's Restaurant on YouTube or just listen to the podcast. But I think that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
I may do another episode once, more, maybe, probably when the data slate comes out, which should be hopefully this month and not right before LVTT. But and by then more detachments will be out. So, So Danny, any last words of wisdom?
Go to Crown City Games.
There we go. That's your new outro.
That's my new one. Yep.
That's your new one.
Play roll dice. Be nice
Play
to each other.
games at Crown City.
At Crown City.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. Again, like and subscribe, all that other stuff. I don't do that enough, so it doesn't hurt. It doesn't affect the algorithm too much. If you happen to find us, great. If not, you should be looking harder. But again, thanks again for listening. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Laters.